As someone who once locked themselves out twice in one day, you can imagine why I'm excited about the AirTag. You can attach an AirTag to just about anything, pair it with your iCloud account, and then track its location in pretty much real time using Apple's Find My network. If you do happen to misplace anything important, you'll have a much greater chance of finding it again with an Apple AirTag. Just make sure you don't misplace the like button on this video. It really helps the channel reach new people, and I thank you so much for it. While you might be fooled by the AirTag's inconspicuous pick and mix like design, the underlying technology of Apple's Find My network is incredibly powerful. By communicating with other Apple devices in any given environment, you'll be able to pinpoint the location of your AirTag. And the signal's encrypted so other users and even Apple themselves can't see where your items are. The AirTag comes in at £29 individually or £99 for 4, and that doesn't include any accessories you'll need to buy in order to attach this to any of your other possessions. That's a bit of a shame, but you can pick up a really nice Apple leather keyring for £35, which I reviewed in my last video, so definitely check that out. The good news is that batteries are included and they're replaceable, meaning if you take care of this thing, there's no real reason to ever have to replace it. Unless of course you do manage to lose it, and I honestly wouldn't put that past myself, but I'm sure you're much more reliable than me. I personally love the design, especially the fact that Apple allows you to engrave your own custom emoji or symbols onto the AirTag itself. There's only enough space for 2 characters, and I'm sure many people will go with their initials, but we couldn't resist going for some cute animal emojis. I mean, I had to get a cow, right? It just adds a nice personal touch and makes these things feel a little bit more fun, and potentially more recognizable if you're fastening them onto something like luggage. Of course, the most obvious place to store these is on your keys or in a wallet, so that you feel more secure when you're out and about. Depending on the kind of wallet you like to carry though, the AirTag isn't necessarily going to fit. On special occasions, I wear a slim card holder, for example, but realistically, there's no chance of an AirTag squeezing into there. Seeing as I never actually carry loose change anymore though, there is an open spot in my day-to-day wallet which fits just fine. Whenever I go abroad, I keep my passport and my cards underneath my shirt in a small cotton pouch. I'll definitely be popping one into there next time I'm actually allowed to leave the country. There is in all of this a bigger question about whether you should keep the AirTag on the interior or exterior of your bag. If you do lose your luggage, for example, you'll be able to activate lost mode, which will alert other people around the AirTag to its presence. But if your luggage is locked or you don't want people rummaging through your things, it might actually be a wiser choice to keep the AirTag on the exterior of your luggage so that people can easily find it. I also think that's one reason that the £200 Hermes keyring actually might make sense to some people. Designer bags can cost way more than £200, and you probably don't want a bright red leather keyring hanging off the side of it. Let me know if you're keeping your AirTag inside or outside your bag down in the comments. One drawback of the Find My app is that in typical Apple style, it forces you to use Apple Maps to locate your AirTag. It's not a big deal, but I wish I had more of a choice. I just don't like the friction of having to choose which app I open directions in whenever somebody sends me their address. From what I can tell in the confines of a lockdown, the mid to long range tracking of this thing works really well, at least in a fairly densely populated area. The biggest improvements I'd like to see are actually in short range tracking. The Find My app basically assumes anything within your household is with you, so you will have to rely on the play sound feature to actually get a direct read. That means it's not entirely accessible to people who are hard of hearing. And the sound feature is loud enough to hear when it's stuffed within a bag, but not necessarily when you're a floor or 2 away from the AirTag. Video games like Assassin's Creed deal with this vertical search by graying out icons on a map to indicate that it's on a different vertical level to your character. I'd like to see Apple come up with a similar method of finding a lost AirTag on another story of a building, especially when people are back to working in multi-story offices where finding something on a vertical axis will be much more important. Luckily, Apple's device differs from Assassin's Creed in one very positive way, and that's that they've done everything in their power to avoid you being able to use an AirTag to track somebody else. In fact, should your phone detect that a foreign AirTag has been planted on you or has been tracking you for an undue amount of time, you will receive a notification. The problem is there are already videos on YouTube showing that this doesn't work entirely. One of my favourite tech YouTubers, Travis MCP, was able to track one of his friends for 24 hours without it being noticed. Hopefully this can be fine-tuned with software updates over time, but right now it is very much a concern. All in all, the AirTag is a fun and impressive gadget that allows you to keep tabs on your possessions wherever they are. Before buying though, you should ask yourself whether the form factor suits you and whether you're ready to integrate yet another aspect of your life into the Apple ecosystem. There are alternatives, so I would recommend you checking out Tile if you're not ready to commit to the AirTag. However, if £29 can save you hundreds or thousands of pounds replacing lost items in the future, then it may be worth the investment.